Hey y'all, it's RedNeck Biker 109. Hey, I'm here going to do the KLR Dash. I've already got the bike pre-disassembled. And if depending on, I guess, how anal you are is depending on how far you want to take your bike apart. I want the wires hidden. I want it to look nice, professional, whatever you want to call it. I also want to keep the wires from corroding or getting cut or pinched or whatever in that process. So what I've already done so far is taken the bike all the way down. No tank, no fairings, everything else. And then, so I mean, if you can see, that's what it looks like for those of you who have not taken your bike all the way apart, or apart to this point. And that's pretty much what it looks like. Really not hard to do. It's just kind of a pain in the ass and time consuming. And for me, there's always one little bolt or screw that falls somewhere and you spend 20 minutes looking for the damn thing, which is what I just did. So let me show you what I have. I have the KLR Lower Dash. I've already installed the Upper Dash. It's really pretty simple. It's 2 wires. That's it. The black wire goes to a ground, and this you have several options with. You can wire it to a part of the bike that just comes on when the bike comes on, or like what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it to the battery. The reason I'm going to do that is because the dash has an on and off switch. So I guess as long as you remember to turn it on and off, you're good to go. And I like this because it has the voltage meter, so you can always see what your voltage is, and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Instructions are really fairly simple. You take the top 2 nuts off the fork tubes. The wide gyres you discard. This will act as your wide guide. Put the 2 bolts on, retorque them, and that's that. And then you run the wiring just as I just told you about. So here's what it looks like. You just take these 2 out, and you see these wire guides here that are holding the clutch cable and lights, everything else. I guess if you really wanted to be super duper anal, you could run the wire down and through there, cut this cover, but that wouldn't work for me. These wire guides just come right off, and so like I said, you just take this one off, the top one off, the bottom one off on both sides. The dash fits on, retorque these. I don't know what that torque value is. I'll tell you here in a second. And then that's all you have to do as far as actually installing the lower dash, and you're done. And then you just wire it up just like I've just described, and then it all works. So that's what you have there. I don't know. It's pretty simple. So that's that. I'll be back here in a few minutes. So here it is in place. It's pretty simple. You can see the clearance. When I first put it in, I thought, well, maybe that thing's not going to clear the regular dash, but it does. So it looks pretty good. And then, like I said, it just attaches right here. And the torque value for this is 15 foot-pounds. So I haven't done that yet, but I'll torque those here to 15 foot-pounds and we'll be good to go. And then the wires are just right there. So, and like I said, when you remove the original wire guides, then the lower KLR dash then becomes your wire guide. So it's pretty simple. And there you go. And this piece is metal, or I don't know, or maybe it's just a really hard plastic. I'm not sure which, but for the price, I don't think you could go wrong. Would I pay more for it if it were metal? Probably not. I got it at a Rocky Mountain ATV, and I believe it was $45, $52 with shipping. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And I don't know what the difference is between the one on the KLR Dash website. Maybe Lonnie can comment and let us know why that one's better, because that one's priced at $115. And then I would assume, I don't know what shipping is, but maybe it's free shipping. But I'm not sure why one is $115 one place and one is $45 at another. So I don't know, Lonnie, if you're watching this and you want to send me one of the ones that you have, I'll review it and then I'll send it back to you. So I know you have my address and everything. So, but like I said, this one went on really easy. It's just 4 little bolts where you torque them to 15 foot-pounds, and then I'll show you how I wired it here in just a minute. Okay, so here we are at the back. I don't know if you can see where the wires come through. They just kind of go down in between the left-hand controls and clutch and all that stuff, and then kind of are tucked. The red wire is what you're looking at there. That red wire then just feeds all the way back to the battery. And then what I did with the black wire is there's a wire guide right here, and per the instructions you just mount it to any ground, so basically any bolt that attaches to the frame. And you can see that's where I put it. It's right there. So it goes through that guide, kind of does a loop, and it comes right back to that. So and that gives it enough clearance when you're turning the bars. So you can see that slack there, a little bit of slack there, and then just all the way back. Of course you're gonna route it how you want to route it. You might tuck it differently. The problem with all that is this box here. What you're going to do with that? I guess you could take that out if you wanted to. I'm not that electrically inclined, so that really doesn't work for me. So then what I did is ran the eyelet through the positive ground, and then I'll just screw the battery back in, slide that rubber cover back over, and then this part I'm just going to tuck. I'm going to get maybe some electrical tape and just kind of fasten that there out of the way of the gas tank. The vent tube is the only thing that goes through that hole, so there should be no clearance issues. And just make sure the wire stays out of the way. I'll probably just, I've got some zip ties that came with it, so I'll zip tie it loosely around the frame, and so it's not an issue. And that's that. I mean, that's all you got to do. And then I'll see if we can. So that's good and tight. We'll just attach that really quickly. So that's attached to the battery lead. Go right up here, so you can see again how it's run. Like I said, I'll probably just zip tie that there just to make it better, and probably zip tie it up here. So with the key on and then the power on, I should get a voltage reading. So voltage is 12.0, so I guess that's what it should be. So since it's a 12-volt battery, it's right on the money. There we go. So there you have it. It works, and then of course all you got to do is just reassemble, the bike, put everything back on, zip tie it, and you're good to go. So it's pretty. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. I mean, you really got to like the way that's put together. It's short. It's really simple. It's really durable. It's not going to rust or anything like that. It's powder coated. So you couple that with a upper dash. I mean, man, you really can't go wrong. So, one thing I will say too, while I'm thinking about it, is Lonnie had sent me that piece of trim, and if you look at my other video, I had said it went here, but actuality it doesn't go there. It goes back here where you can't really see. There's where the metal plate in the dash meets the upper dash. That's where it goes. So not here, but up here. And I guess you could get something to make this look better, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I keep telling myself I'm going to Dremel this off, but then I don't. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that part yet. But that's the KLR Lower Dash. 2 12-volt plugs, and there's a place for a third one. Like I said, if I can wire it up and get it going, I have nothing to. know nothing about electrical work, so it's pretty simple in my book. So, and then just run your wires back to the battery. This part really isn't a problem because it will sit right there. You don't have to worry about the gas tank interfering. The reason I'm not putting it down here is because that piece that covers the battery box, that tolerance is pretty clear, or pretty tight, so I've just kind of left it like that. So that's how it works, and I'm pretty happy with that. And of course, while you got your bike apart, look at stuff. Maybe a good time to check your spark plugs and check all the other wiring in place. You can get on KLR650.net and look at the forum sections in there and look and see where the most notorious rubbing spots are as far as the wiring harness is concerned. So, and there you have it. I appreciate y'all watching. And of course, please comment, like, and subscribe. This will probably be my last sparkle for a little while. Summer's coming up. I'm going to do a lot of riding versus working on the bike, and then doing a lot of family stuff. So, like I said, please comment, like, and subscribe. It's free. Thanks for watching.